willkommen, bienvenue, or welcome, as the English people, of which I am one, say. What is this video? Well, a few people asked what were my favourite walks, so I thought I would do a review of my walking in 2022 and tell you my top 5 walks, my favourite bits of gear, and how many points I managed to get in the Spotter's Handbook. Excuse me. Can I be in this video? No, not really. Oh, well, it sounds boring anyway. Well, I know you are. In 2022, I did a total of 39 days of walking, which is probably about the length of the world. I think you'll find that's incorrect. I thought you were going. Yes, I'm about to. Right, get lost then. A lot of these days of walking were on the different long distance trails I did. The Augustine Camino, and I did the Rochester to Canterbury stretch, the Boudica Way in Norwich to Diss, the Guernsey Coastal Path, and the Vectis Trail on the Isle of Wight, all of which were beautiful walks. But what were the top 5? Get on with it. I'll get on with you in a minute. At number 5 was the 5th day of the Vectis Trail, which took me from Whitwell to Shorrell. This possibly had the best start of any walk, although it was quite hilly, and the most magical moment of perhaps the whole year came at the Pepper Pot, looking over Blackgang Chine, where I sat and had my lunch, watching the shadows of clouds pass over the sea and the cliffs. I recommend just going to the Pepper Pot to visit. A wonderful walk. At number 4 was the Overton Circular, and this is when I went in search of a Jane Austen themed walk. Even though it was a terrible day, the walk had a really lovely feel about it, and it felt like you were stepping back into an England that no longer exists. So I thoroughly recommend that as an easy walk. At number 3 was the first day of the Guernsey Coastal Path, which was my favourite long distance walk of the year. I thoroughly recommend going on it. I went from St Peter Port to Le Petit Bow. The only thing stopping this walk from not being high on the list is that it was very difficult, lots of ups and downs. The views were spectacular. I had wonderful weather and I hardly saw anyone. All the views looked like they were taken from holiday brochures. They were so beautiful. I would recommend a visit to Guernsey. I think there are lots of different walks you can go on there for all abilities of walking. So that's the first part of the top 5. But before I carry on, I'll stop to mention my favourite bit of gear of the year, or new gear that I bought, which is this GoPro. I now film pretty much all my videos on GoPro. I got it with a medium mod which it clicks into, which also has its own microphone, but I plug my radio mics into it. It's about a quarter of the weight of my previous cameras, and it's brilliant for everything, the stabilisation, the colours, apart from low light. Once it gets dark, the picture really starts to deteriorate. So if you're doing things in low light, you might want to consider getting a different camera if you're going to film them. Another thing I started doing in my walks, which I really enjoyed, was stopping to do some watercolours, because I was rushing the walks the whole time. I wasn't really appreciating it. And from these watercolours, I made my own zine. And this is the second one, Walk on the Isle of Wight. I also did one of my trip to Guernsey. I'm really proud of them. I mean, the paintings might not be the best you'll ever see, but I think they're funny, and they're for sale in PDF form or in hard copies on my website CoolDudesWalkingClub.com. So if you want to support me, you can get these. I think they're good. I'm really proud of them, and I hope to be doing some more as well. Another thing I should mention as well is my favourite app, which I use for walking, is Outdoor Active. It's a website and it's an app. They occasionally sponsor some of my videos. They're not sponsoring this one. I've really enjoyed it. It saved my life on numerous occasions. I've never had any problems with it, and I really recommend using it if you're looking for an app to track your walks and to download maps on. It's easy to use. There's a discount code called Dudes 10F, which you can get money off it, but there are other walking apps. I don't know what they're like, but I really like Outdoor Active. So that is another recommendation for a bit of gear. Right, I suppose we should go on to number 2 of the walks then. And number 2 was my trip to the Avebury Stones in September. I just watched a programme called The Children of the Stones, which I thought was brilliant. So that added an extra layer to it. Once you arrive on the bus and you see the stones as you go past, there's a magical feel to it. And it's not just the stones, you can walk up to other burial grounds, you go to the sanctuary, there's another West Kennet burial mound and Silbury Hill. It's a really interesting place to visit. It's got a great pub in Avebury and you can look around the museum and the manor as well. I would thoroughly recommend going. I was poorly when I went, but I still enjoyed it. Well, that was number 2, but before we get to number 1, I expect you want to know what was the highest scoring walk in the Spotter's Handbook. It was my walk around Greenwich, because mainly there were lots of statues and listed buildings and it's a World Heritage Site. You may remember last year that I wanted to beat my record of seeing 62% of the contents of these books. Did I manage to spot more than that? Well, in 2022, I saw 197.5, but the 0.5 was for the spaceship in the Sandown Clown Walk. 197.5 of the 297 things in these books. A total of 66.5%. So that's what I must beat in 2023. How many things did you spot? I'd love to know. Please write it below. Alright, these are available on the website as well. It is now time for my favourite walk of the year. What was it? Well, cool dudes, it was the Newtown Creek Walk. It is an easy walk, but there is something so peaceful and serene about this place. Not many people go there, so you really feel like you're getting away from it all. Again, this place has a wonderful feel to it, which I can't really describe. Possibly my favourite place of all on the walk was the bird spotting hut, and I've even painted a picture of it in a watercolour. As usual, this is on eBay to the highest bidder, with the listing is below somewhere, so you can bid for that. Well, cool dudes, they are my top 5 walks of the year. I would love to know what your favourite walks were. Please write them below, because I like to go on them as well. It is time for the prize draw. I've moved membership onto the website as it's explained in a video up here, just because I needed to get sort of regular payments to help me fund going on walking and living like business. The prize draw this time is for a hat, an Avebury Stones bookmark, a key ring, and the brand new badge set featuring new badges. Nice one, and good luck everyone, especially me. Also on the website, if you want to add a badge to any order, you can do for £1 extra. I've just added that. Currently, there are 289 members on YouTube. Random number generator. Generate me a number. Generate 117. The person who's been a member on YouTube for the 117th longest period of time is Mark Staniland. Mark, this stuff will be on its way to you. Congratulations. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined on YouTube, and please continue to send me pictures of your Marek keyrings on yours and their travels. I'll put them in the gallery at the end. Alright, that's about it. More walks coming soon. Have a great 2023 full of adventures and walking. Oh yeah, one more thing. Stay cool.